Seems to be some questions on axes and how clean they are. This is an axe. It's a little hewing axe. You can see how it's a single bevel. There's no bevel on this side to speak of. The primary bevel is on this side here. This axe is used for small hewing jobs. Offset handle. The last time this saw any cleaning was when I made it. And I took a similar carpenter's axe like this and put a radius, a dish in the blade this way, and there's a radius going this way. And I heated it up, and you can see little poundings, and I beat it on a block and retempered it. This axe has seen no cleaning since it was made, probably 10 years ago. 10 years, yes, it could probably have been closer to 15 years. The edge needs some touch-up. Here's one that was just gifted to me. Had a crack in the handle. I just put some Gorilla Glue in there, squeezed it together, scraped it off a little bit. Rust still on the head. The bit I shined up with a file. It was dead flat, and I like a slight little radius to all my axes. This is a double bevel. Got this silly little nail puller here that for carpentry work, but that's not what I would use it for. It'd be for touching up edges of boards or some such task. I hardly use any nails. There's another hewing axe, very similar to this one. I did the same thing to this. This is a primary hewing axe. You could hew 10 by 10 40-foot timber with this axe right here, and another axe or two for breakdown. Again, this handle was actually cracked. We glued it and lashed it, and it's still been serviceable. And this one here is at least 15 years since it's making, or since I reposition the stuff. You can see that there's a belly in it, so there's a rocker, and the blade has a sweep in it, or a crown like that as well. You can almost see yourself in this face. There's no rust on this. There's no pitting. There's no acid etching going on. The patina is the natural patina from when it was forged. It's holding out very nice. Here's a slick. This has been in my family for a generation or two. Same thing. You can see yourself in this on the back side here. Cherry handle. One of my favorite tools right here. I don't think I've ever oiled it. Hardly. Maybe once. This is a bar, 1.5" frame and chisel socket. There's some wood debris on the back here. Little stuff's left on there from the last time it was used. Keep it in a sheath whenever I use it. If I set it down, I put it back in its sheath. It's proper care. Even in a sheath, it can fall off on a concrete floor and cut right through the end of the sheath. primary axe on all my joinery, and I'll take it in the woods on occasion. Some paint, some red paint on here. This has never been cleaned up or brushed or anything. This is I think the third handle I've had on this axe. This is just a maple handle, fairly flexible, nothing rigid. It's got a little sweep to it for peeling to the eye if you want. This is just a 2 1/4 pound boy's axe, 28-inch handle. A hammer. There's a corner chisel. This handle used to be that long, and that's how much pounding it receives. Some debris in here. Never cleaned this here either. Sharpened it many times. That's always a challenge, to sharpen a corner chisel. I gotta replace that handle, but when you're pounding on it with your mallet, often your work is up here, and striking with a high elbow is hard, so I enjoy it being short like that. But proper maintenance will better than the handle someday. There's a 2-inch chisel. Doesn't get used too much. There's a little pitch and junk on there. The edge. There's a micro bevel here that you can literally see yourself in that. On the back there's still some wood pieces there. I don't use the 2-inch chisel as much, but there's a natural patina that's building up on the rest of this chisel that in no way would affect the cutting edge. You can keep this polished and not pitted with regular maintenance. The rest of that has no bearing whatsoever on how that cutting edge would work. A little gouge. Same with this is an 1.5 inch Irwin. Was adapted, was cut and adapted to a right length for a boring machine. These right here, I do squirt some fluid film on them from time to time. Fluid film, it's a lanolin-based anti-corrosion product used in automotive or just anything you want to keep from rusting. This right here probably has a little rust on it right there. It affects nothing. It's the cutters down here that do all the work, and as you can see, they are in very nice shape. Couple more bits. This one here was sitting on the bottom of the box. Oh, some rust there. I'll get that off. By the way, this handle, you can see it's a little glossy, maybe not in the camera, but it's a little glossy. That's primarily from use. That's not because it gets oiled just before I put it away every time I use it. If I did that, I would be constantly oiling something. It'd probably be hard to hang on to. There's a Lie-Nielsen. I don't know what they go for now. It was probably 250 bucks. Varnish on the handles all chipped off. Still does what it does. It's quick material removal across the grain diagonally. It's got a scooped. It's got a pretty thick blade, and again quite a radius. Actually, a scrub plane like this has a much sharper radius, but I am slowly working to minimize the radius, but still attain it, and it needs to have a radius. Might be a little pitch build up right here. It kind of looks like it's part of the sole now. There's an old Stanley. number 4. Again, I might squirt a little oil down in the working components in here now and then. But I've just pulled this right out of, oh, there's a scratch in the bottom here. Probably hit a nail at one time. It probably went right across the blade. I might have done that, or it might be a previous owner. That's its home right there, sits right in there. These are well kept tools. This is a dull silky saw, by the way. And it's got a straight blade on it. I need to replace the blade. And a katana boy. It's in a case. It's a $180 saw. I keep it in a case. Again, I have never cleaned the body of the blade that's on that saw. It's not dirty. It's, well, let's open it up. There's a little pitch residue, a little pitch buildup right there. And if I'm cutting tamarack that's really gummy, I will squirt some diesel fuel on there and that'll clean right up. But the way it is right now, there's no need to touch that up. A little pitch here on the teeth here. Sometimes you can just squirt a little WD-40 on there or something and proceed to make your cut. No, clean it right up as you're cutting. But this is a very nice saw. It's a bigger kerf than the little silky, probably twice as big, and takes probably twice as much energy to pull it. But it does cut probably twice as fast. And it's longer. Well, I wouldn't say it would cut twice as fast, but it cuts pretty nice. I use it for big timber.